Yeah, my account will solely be about Lexi if you want to follow. I'm going to change the bio to Lexi Hull fan page. So
I got to my spot, so she can find anyone pretty much anywhere. So I knew when I got it just to do my job and knock it down, and it was a fun game today.
A Lexi Hull fan account now. What can you say about the performance
Twitter really
she had?
quick to tweet that, or X.
Lexi Hull, I got to bring Lexi in on this because the two of you have something special brewing. How did you get that three-point groove going, Lexi?
300 assists, 100 three-pointers, one rookie season. Caitlin Clark didn't just enter the WNBA, she rewrote the record books. And her teammate? Lexi Hull went from 3.8 points per game to leading the league in threes. This isn't just a comeback story, it's a revolution. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Recall the struggling bench warmer we spoke about earlier? She's going to give the finest defenders in the league the impression that they're playing in slow motion. What if I told you that the WNBA's hottest shooter would all of a sudden be a player who was only scoring 3.8 points per game? Yes, we are speaking about Lexi Hull, a player who was on the verge of obscurity, hardly making an impression in the league. The rumors started to circulate more loudly. Perhaps she wasn't meant for the WNBA after all. Hull was under increasing pressure to perform, and her opportunities to do so were diminishing. But everything changed on August 18th as time went on. Hull didn't simply show up in a game versus the Seattle Storm, she blew up the place. A career-high 22 points on 8 of 10 field goals are being discussed. But hold on, things get better still. 6 of Hull's 7 three-pointers were made. That is not only excellent, but downright absurd. Let's take a moment to dissect the first part. Hull went 5 for 5 from beyond the arc, and he was flawless. Her colleagues were stunned by the excitement in the crowd, and all of a sudden, they were all asking the same question. Who is this player, and where has she been hiding? Even the rookie sensation that everyone was talking about, Caitlin Clark, couldn't resist hopping on the Hull hype train, declaring, "This is now a Lexi Hull fan account." Clark took to social media. You know you've done something great when the most talked about rookie in the league is shouting your accolades. The problem about Hull's metamorphosis, though, is that it involved more than just scoring goals. With her newfound self-assurance, she turned into a dual-threat player who could shut down opponents on defense. Hull was no longer merely a liability on the bench. Instead, she was a vital player who had an effect on both ends of the floor.
I got to bring Lexi in on this because the two of you have something special brewing. How did you get that three-point groove going, Lexi?
A Lexi Hull fan account now. What can you say about the performance
Twitter
she
really
had?
quick to tweet that, or X.
I got to my spot, so she can find anyone pretty much anywhere. So I knew when I got it just to do my job and knock it down, and it was a fun game today.
Furthermore, this was more than a one-off event. Hull continued his scorching run over the following 10 games, hitting about 70% from three-point range. That's the kind of constancy that draws attention and modifies strategies. Christy Sides, the head coach, was full of praise for Hull's contribution to the club and work ethic. She made note of the fact that Hull was now drawing the top defense, which completely altered their offensive dynamic. This player redefined her position in the league. It was more than just an improvement. The matchup with the Storm? That performance was more than just excellent. It made a statement. Hull was demanding attention, not pleading for it. In one night, she went from being a question mark to an exclamation point, putting the entire WNBA on notice. Hull's metamorphosis was only the start. Another player was in the middle of creating a storm of her own across the court. You know how they claim that not all academic accomplishment translates to the professional ranks? Apparently nobody informed Caitlin Clark. What occurs when a novice rewrites the rules rather than following them? Let me introduce you to Caitlin Clark, the most anticipated rookie in WNBA history. The anticipations? Very high. It was intensely pressured. The skeptics? Lots. However, Clark didn't merely go onto the court. Rather, she blasted onto it, shattering record books and dropping jaws in her wake. Thoughts of other stellar rookie campaigns may cross your mind, but Clark's? It's unmatched by anything. she's not only living up to the expectations. In basketball, she's reinventing what it means to be a triple threat. How? By carrying out an action that no WNBA player has ever taken before, more than once. Let's dissect it. Firstly, Clark made history as the WNBA's fastest player to reach 300 assists. Yes, a rookie is surpassing long-serving veterans in the league, but there's still more. She continued after passing. Clark demonstrated that she is equally as proficient outside the arc as she is when setting up her teammates by breaking the record for the most three-pointers made by a rookie. This is when things get really crazy, though. In addition to shattering these marks, Clark did so in a never-before-seen combination. She made WNBA history by being the first player to record 300 assists and 100 threes in a single season. That's not only beneficial, it's revolutionizing the field. You may be asking yourself how a novice manages to pull this off. Although Clark possesses a great deal of skill, it's not just about that. It has to do with self-assurance. According to Clark, confidence is everything. And on the court, boy does it show. Clark's influence extends far beyond his stature. Everywhere the Fever tour, sellout crowds have become the standard due to her captivating play.
Yeah, my account will solely be about Lexi. If you want to follow, I'm going to change the bio too to Lexi Hull fan page. So.
Yeah, I mean, they're really talented. They have weapons at every position. So just locking in, we knew we couldn't guard a single person individually. We'd have to play team defense. I thought we did a really good job getting it done.
Her football shirt? It's quickly clearing the shelves and rising to the top of the WNBA sales charts. That's star power, not simply popularity. The thing about Clark, though, is that she's not only interested in her own success. The Fever's entire offensive plan has changed as a result of her court vision and passing ability, which have created possibilities for her teammates. She's a game changer, not just a player. The WNBA hasn't seen anything like the excitement surrounding Clark in a long time. Her games are events rather than just games. Described as carnival-like, the environment draws throngs of followers eager to see what she'll do next. And she usually comes through with something amazing. The basketball gods chose to up the stakes right when you thought Clark had stolen the show. How frequently do you witness two players in the same game smash records? Fans received far more on September 8th than they had anticipated. A matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Atlanta Dream had the potential to change the course of WNBA history. With playoff implications at stake, the energy at Gainbridge Fieldhouse was palpable. Unaware that they were going to witness something truly exceptional, fans flocked to the arena. It became evident during the match that this wasn't just ordinary basketball night. With her debut season already creating waves, Caitlin Clark was performing at her best. She was not alone, though. The player who had gone from being a bench warmer to a sharpshooter, Lexi Hull, was ready to prove why she was deserving of all the attention she was receiving. There was no denying Hull and Clark's complementary qualities. Hull was making the most of the precise passes that Clark was placing him in. The intensity in the arena increased with each possession. With a sense that something significant was about to occur, fans were glued to their seats. Then the incident that rocked the league occurred. Hull took a stride forward and made her fourth three-pointer of the game. It wasn't just any three-point shot, though. Hull cemented her status as the league's top three-point shooter with the shot, hitting it with an incredible 49.2% accuracy rate. When the spectators realized they were seeing the pinnacle of Hull's extraordinary transformation from struggling rookie to excellent shooter, they roared. The evening wasn't done, though. With the calmness of an experienced player, Clark was leading the offense as the game approached its peak. Her court vision was unrivaled, and her passes were like threading needles. Subsequently, another record was broken. With her nightly assist total pushing her into previously unheard-of territory, Clark cemented her position in the WNBA record books. Witnessing the Fever's return was an amazing sight. The Dream's defense was destroyed by Hull's precision from outside the arc and Clark's ability to make plays. Not only was the pair's performance amazing, but it also changed the game. The scoreboard showed 104-100 in favor of the Fever when the final bell sounded, an overtime triumph that seemed like so much more. During the post-match interviews, the realization of the recent events started to set in. The consummate team player, Clark, acknowledged the group's effort, saying, "I thought we just kept chipping away, got stops when we needed to, and then the crowd was amazing and helped us get it done." Her remarks captured the essence of the Fever's trip as well as the performance that night.